Straight ahead on Falcon Weekly.
College night leader elections have ended and victors have been chosen. See who will lead purple and gold next year.
And behind every successful sports team is a team of dedicated fans. We'll have an in-studio interview with Jordan 4 of the Fighting Falcons to see how they're encouraging team spirit.
Plus, Hillary Clinton has officially thrown down the gauntlet as the Democrat Party's first presidential candidate.
Also ahead, Empire's Cookie meets another famous cookie. Find out who she shared the spotlight with on Saturday Night Live. Falcon Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Mary Kate McCarrick.
And I'm Kirsten Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us. College night elections for the 2016 Purple and Gold Side College Night Leaders is officially over.
The winners were announced on April 8th on the steps of Palmer. The 2016 side leaders are Natalie Bonifay and Michael Cleary, and the 2016 Purple side leaders are Hannah Stevens and James Powers. Congratulations to the new 2016 side leaders. Carmichael Library is holding a used book sale from April 13th through April 24th. Prices for hardback books are $1 and paperback books are 50 cents. Only cash and checks will be accepted. The sale is taking place on the first floor of the library.
United by Dance is having a military appreciation recital on Saturday, April 18th at 5:30 in Palmer Auditorium. This is the first recital for the organization. Admission is free for all military personnel and children under the age of 3. For children over the age of 3 and UM students, tickets are $3 and $5 for adults. A portion of the proceeds goes to local and nonprofit and social service organizations. Registration for summer classes and fall classes continue this week. Banner is now open for grad students, seniors, juniors, sophomores are able to register.
Freshmen may begin registering on Wednesday.
Behind every great sports team is a group of dedicated fans working to keep team spirit alive. We go live with Falcon Weekly's Connor Busey for an in-studio interview with Jordan 4 of the Fighting Falcons. Connor?
Hey, thanks so much for joining us. So just explain what the purpose of Fighting Falcons is.
Well, our purpose is to try to get students to become motivated to go see and participate in sporting events and try to just get the spirit just really, vibrant at Montevallo. And that's pretty much our purpose.
What types of things do you do to encourage this spirit?
Well, we have several prizes. We've given out several t-shirts, we have tumblers, and you get them basically the same you would as an AIM event. Whenever you sign up, you get this little membership card, and we punch the holes, and then after you get so many hole punches, you get the prizes.
So what originally drew you to join the organization?
Well, in high school, I was actually our mascot, and I was just always spirit was really important to me. I loved my school. And so whenever I got here and I stumbled on the Fighting Falcons, I was like, oh, really now? So I just kind of hopped on board and was with it from the start.
So have you ever been Freddie the Falcon?
I have not. I have contemplating, but I have not actually been Freddie yet.
Why do you think school spirit is important? Why do you think Fighting Falcons is important?
Well, it's a way to unify the campus because right now it's really, you're either artsy or you're into sports and stuff, and eventually the Fighting Falcons wants to branch out and support not only sporting events but the liberal arts as well, and I think that's very important because there is such a big gap, and I think Fighting Falcons eventually will be that bridge.
Right. So what would you say to any students who are interested in joining Fighting Falcons?
I would say hop on board because it's just a great experience to have, and it's really easy. It's completely free. You sign up, you give us your information, your forum account, and so we send you emails just to let you know what's going on, and then, that's basically it. You just show up and get to have fun. So.
All right, well, we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Police are investigating a shooting and hostage situation that took place Monday morning in Jemison.
A city employee says the suspect shot and killed his wife at a doctor's office after she ran from the clinic for help. People were evacuated from the clinic and nearby stores. Several roads in the area were shut down and local schools were put on lockdown while police continued their search. The suspect had locked himself in a nearby home at the doctor's office. The police deployed tear gas and coaxed the suspect out of his home. They say the suspect shot himself in the head but survived. 2 students from Troy University are facing gang rape charges after a spring break trip to Panama City Beach, Florida. Troy police officers found the video of the alleged attack on the cell phone while investigating another incident. The video showed an incapacitated 19-year-old woman being assaulted by several men back in March. The 2 students in custody have temporarily been suspended. The video has been turned into the sheriff's office in Bay County, Florida, and more arrests are expected to be made.
Remember, there's more news online 24/7. Just search for Falcon Weekly on Facebook and Twitter to see more stories and news updates throughout the week.
Still ahead on Falcon Weekly, President Obama is back in Washington after meeting with Cuban President Raul Castro. Find out why this meeting is historic.
Plus, tax season is coming to a close. See how you can protect your identity and keep your important financial information from falling into the wrong hands.
And find out the numerous benefits of giving up soda on this week's Health Minute. Those stories and more when Falcon Weekly returns. A Clinton is running for the White House again.
Former First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton made the announcement online Sunday. As Andy Rose reports, opponents began weighing in even before the announcement was official.
I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president.
It's official. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is running for president. She announced her bid for the 2016 Democratic nomination in a video released on the web Sunday. It puts years of speculation on Clinton's political aspirations to rest.
So I'm hitting the road to earn your vote because it's your time. And I hope you'll join me on this journey.
Clinton's opponents wasted no time taking the offensive. Even before the video hit the web, prominent Republicans issued rebuttals to her candidacy.
Hillary Clinton represents the worst of the Washington machine.
Presidential candidate Rand Paul's campaign issued this attack ad Sunday. In an appearance on CNN, Senator Paul called the Clintons' ethics into question.
I do think that there is sort of a history of the Clintons sort of feeling like they're above the law.
Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush linked Clinton to President Obama's foreign policy.
We must do better than the Obama-Clinton foreign policy that has damaged relationships with our allies and emboldened our enemies.
And Friday, Senator Ted Cruz tapped into the national gun debate.
If Hillary Clinton is going to join with Barack Obama and the gun grabbers and come after our guns, then what I say is come and take it.
But Clinton has her supporters too. Saturday, President Obama praised his former Democratic opponent.
I think she would be an excellent president.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Clinton is making her first campaign stop today in Iowa. On the Republican side, Senator Marco Rubio is expected to announce his presidential candidacy soon. Sources tell CNN the Florida Republican is set to announce his 2016 campaign plans during a speech in Miami. Rubio would be the third Republican and fourth total candidate to formally declare a 2016 White House bid. He joins Texas Senator Ted Cruz and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul in the race for the GOP nomination. President Obama is back in Washington after the Summit of the Americas in Panama. At the summit, President Obama had a meeting with Cuban President Raul Castro. This is the first time in 50 years that the leaders of the two countries have met to talk together. Jim Acosta has more on the historic meeting.
War no more, as the president and Raul Castro came face to face, the first exchange between U.S. and Cuban leaders since before Mr. Obama was even born.
It was time to try something new.
We are willing to discuss everything, but we need to be patient.
The president told leaders gathered at the Summit of the Americas in Panama he wants to turn the page with Cuba.
The United States will not be imprisoned by the past. We're looking to the future.
Though he conceded these longtime adversaries will still have their differences.
We will continue to speak out on behalf of universal values that we think are important. I'm sure President Castro will continue to speak out on the issues he thinks are important.
And Castro did speak out, joking he was making up for missing past summits when Cuba wasn't invited. Castro blasted U.S. meddling in his nation's affairs over the course of 10 presidents. But in a remarkable moment, Castro said he admired Mr. Obama.
In my opinion, President Obama is an honest man.
An assessment Castro said he made after skimming through the president's autobiographies.
I admire him, and I think his behavior has a lot to do with his humble background.
There hasn't been a give and take like this between the U.S. and Cuba since Vice President Richard Nixon met Fidel Castro in 1959, when Dwight Eisenhower was president. But even after a series of encounters with Castro, the president stopped short of saying he trusts the Cuban leader.
Do you feel that Raul Castro is an honest man?
It was a candid and fruitful conversation between me and Raul Castro. I can tell you that in the conversations I've had so far with him, 2 on the phone and most recently face-to-face, that we are able to speak honestly about our differences and our concerns in ways that I think offer the possibility of moving the relationship between our 2 countries in a different and better direction.
Next, the Obama administration is expected to remove Cuba from the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism, a move blasted by some lawmakers, including Florida Republican Senator Marco Rubio, who said, "I don't see how they can rationalize taking them off the list, other than the president's desire to achieve a legacy issue." The president argued, times have changed.
Cuba is not a threat to the United States.
The president did not resolve the issue of whether Cuba will remain on the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism, though a senior administration official told reporters the president is nearing a decision on that issue. But the process doesn't end there, as Congress will have 45 days to weigh in on the issue. Jim Acosta, CNN, Panama City, Panama.
During tax season, digital files can mount up on a computer or mobile device quickly, especially if you're filing a return online. But with the April 15th deadline approaching and filing season over for many consumers, it's a good time to get things organized and secure. Many consumers took time before tax season to prepare their computers and tablets for handling personal and financial information. But for those who didn't, the Better Business Bureau and National Cybersecurity Alliance recommended a digital spring cleaning that includes updating crucial software, not just antivirus protection, but all of it. Some tips and other things that consumers can use are updating your passwords on your online accounts. Also, if you're looking to clean up some space on your devices, and look for duplicate downloads or outdated drafts and deleted items. And consider storing some documents in a secure cloud site.
Heavy overnight rain left much of Mobile flooded Monday morning. Flash flood warnings went into effect as more than 8 inches of rain fell in some areas. Deep standing water forced several streets across the city to be closed. In addition to the floodwaters, the county is also dealing with a broken water main and a sinkhole.
Now it's time to check out the Montevallo forecast.
It's been a rainy day. Can we expect more? Falcon Weekly's Jacob Bopst joins us with a look at this week's weather.
Thanks, guys. You know what they say about April showers, right? Well, flower lovers, rejoice, because there's going to be no shortage of May flowers. As most of you probably know, it is currently raining intermittently. Expect that to continue into the night, possibly bringing a little bit of thunder and lightning with it, but nothing too severe. And expect the rain to continue into tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and all week, and even into next week. Yes, it's definitely April. Right now it's fairly warm and expect those warm temperatures to continue. Highs in the upper 70s, lows in the 60s, with the humidity definitely not helping. Right now the best I can tell you is stay warm, stay dry, stay inside, keep an umbrella with you, and just endure. It's going to be a rainy week, but hopefully we'll get those May flowers they promised us. Back to you guys.
With bikini season approaching, you may have a new reason to get into shape. A new study suggests getting sweaty is a key to avoiding an early death. According to a new paper published in the latest edition of the JAMA Internal Medicine, researchers in Australia follow over 200,000 people aged 45 and older for about 6 years. The study found that those who exercise vigorously for more than 30% of the time, their rate of mortality was reduced by 13%. One of the researchers said that even small amounts of vigorous activities could help you reduce your risk of early death. However, they do advise people to consult with their physician before starting any new exercise program.
Facebook may have you down in the dumps, according to a study from the University of Houston. The study reveals using Facebook could lead to symptoms of depression. Some Facebook users said they felt depressed when they compared themselves to others. Authors of the study noted that feelings of personal inadequacy and spending too much time on Facebook go hand in hand. However, Facebook doesn't lead to depression. The researcher said she hopes people understand that technological advances can have good and bad consequences. Remember, if you're struggling with depression, don't hesitate to visit UM's counseling services on the lower level of Main Hall. The office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Cookie Lion from Empire meets the infamous Cookie Monster on Sesame Street.
And JT's baby boy has finally arrived. Here's the Hollywood Minute with Rob Kirkpatrick.
You want to share me cookie?
Oh, no, baby. Cookie don't share.
Actress Taraji P. Henson shared the spotlight with another famous cookie, Cookie Monster. Henson made a late-night trip to Sesame Street on Saturday Night Live, and let's just say she was looking out for everyone.
Hey, Bert, I'll trade you my apple for half your sandwich.
No, Bert. He's trying to play you. What you trying to do, big man? Oh, now you can't speak English.
It has been a great year for the actress. Along with the hit Fox show Empire, Henson won Entertainer of the Year at the 2015 NAACP Image Awards. It's a boy for Justin Timberlake and wife Jessica Biel. People magazine reports Biel gave birth to the couple's first child, Silas Randall. The notoriously private couple announced the pregnancy back in January with this Instagram post showing Timberlake kissing the baby bump. Furious 7 held its own, taking the top spot at the box office for the second weekend in a row. Animated feature Home and The Longest Ride round out the top 3. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Rob Kirkpatrick.
Coming up, find out how the Falcons softball team has defined its inaugural season.
And see which UM baseball player is leading the PBC. Sports is next.
Welcome back to Falcon Weekly. I'm Umar Nadir. Now for a look at this week's sports. In breaking sports news, for the first time in school history, Falcons softball is heading to the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. This comes after finishing 7th overall in conference play. Congratulations, Falcons, and good luck. Now to baseball. Falcons baseball has fallen to 10-14 here at home. Our men lost their final home series to Columbus State University on April 10th, 11th, and 12th. This contest led to junior Steve Knudson's 19th home run of the season. Knudson is currently the second home run leader for the PBC. Summing up sports with women's tennis, fell 6-2 away at Landers University in South Carolina. Fifth-ranked Nikki Polsarova brought home the lone singles victory, defeating Marion Corbis 6-2 and 6-2 in separate sets. In doubles play, our seniors Nikki Polsarova and Anais Robert won the #1 doubles match, defeating Bearcats Renata Mello and Marion Corbis 8-2. And that's a look at this week's sports. Back to you.
What do Pablo Picasso, Jackson Pollock, and Leonardo da Vinci and Brody the Goat all have in common?
Believe it or not, everyone in that esteemed group is a successful painter. Emily Younger explains how the goat from New Mexico learned his artistic skills.
His name's not Vincent, but this goat's a regular Van Gogh, or should I say Van Goat.
A painting goat.
That's right, 4-year-old Bodie, who lives at the Albuquerque Botanic Garden, is a painting goat, with the art portfolio to prove it.
Are you ready? We gotta line you up.
For the last several months, staffer Kristen Wright has been teaching the goat how to paint. And while it might not go as planned all the time, when it does, it's pretty amazing.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that that goat was standing there painting, and it was good. It was pretty with all the pictures, and it was different colors.
Can I try some red? You wanna try some? Take a breath. Keep going.
Today, paintbrush in mouth, Bodie showed off for the crowd at the Rio Grande Heritage Farm.
To see a goat actually hold a paintbrush in his mouth and paint, and he has some accuracy with it and some talent, yeah, that's unique.
Try again.
Unique, and it turns out beneficial. The biopark says painting is more than just a hobby for animals like Bodie.
We don't want them to get fat, so just giving them food is not the only option. So getting them to use their brains and to figure things out just keeps them happier and healthier.
Get a hold of it.
For this goat, it's all about the splash of color, but his paintings have some people seeing green.
How much would you be willing to pay for a goat painting?
Well, it depends on the size and the subject. If he was painting one of the sheep, maybe a couple thousand.
Priceless and apparently tasty works of art.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us.
For more news from MassCom students, reporters, be sure to check out the Falcon News Weekly Network blog. The web address is on your screen. We'll see you again next week.